Every day you turn on the game, you're greeted to this. You know a whole journey is about to unfold before you. Countless epic encounters that will punctuate the many endless hours of exploration. But then you go through the journey. It's about to come to an end, and you enter the final battle and hear this. Your whole mind and body is engaged as shivers run down your spine and endorphins pump into your brain, resulting from a moment you crave for the whole game. This is my love letter to Elden Ring. I know everyone has said their piece months ago, but me, I like to sit with my games, swish them around a bit, aerate them, at least when it's as big as a FromSoft game. These games don't come out every year, so I want to fully intake my experience. And where do I begin? First, the pacing. In Elden Ring, it's immaculate, at least for how I played. Each step of the journey, there's another dazzling landmark or enemy pulling your attention. And the best part is that Elden Ring rewards you for having ADHD. See this dude that everyone complained about? Well, if you were to first explore the Weeping Peninsula and most of Limegrave, it sets you up perfectly to fight him and enter the castle. This is a constant throughout the game. When I let my curiosity get the best of me to explore anywhere and everywhere, I was rewarded in spades. The difficulty felt like it was absolutely perfect. This is honestly why I think some people got burnt out and stopped playing Elden Ring. Of course, if you sit down for 6 hours a day, 5 days in a row, trying to press through the game with minimal exploring, it's going to absolutely crush your soul. So instead of getting that cathartic relief at the end of the game,
oh, it's over. Oh god.
Either you don't return to the game because it's too stressful, or when it ends, you're just happy it's over because that shit was hard. You need to let the game unfold in Elden Ring because this game does what an open world should do, reward you in every way for exploring it. I'll list just a few. Lots of rooms, insane weapons, arresting vistas, fascinating lore, and a hot four-armed wife. So, what if you just keep hitting your head on the wall until you power through the main game? All you get is frustration, brain damage, and no waifu. So, I implore you to take your time while playing or in the future when the DLC arrives so that you can fully relish the two things FromSoft games are known for. Number one, the way they tell stories, and number two, level design. When it comes to both, they've fallen a bit short on me in the past. I usually walk around going, why am I here? Why am I here? Why is that here? Oh, I'm here at the end. Time to binge some Vati. But for once, I actually grasped most of the story beats before I even watched Vati. And the level design has made me feel the same way. I always recognized that FromSoft level design was absolutely insane. Looping back on itself, it was cool that they could make it so complex yet engaging. But this is the exact reason I made it a third into Bloodborne and quit, because I felt like SpongeBob in that one episode where he gets lost with all these weirdos around him and he doesn't know what to do.
We should wait for one more.
I still can't read the sign! I want to go home!
Yes, I eventually did come back and beat Bloodborne. But Elden Ring is speaking my language. All those moments people talk about being shocked upon arriving at an inaccessible area has finally happened to me. See this area? I spent an hour trying to figure out how to get up there. Then 20 hours later, after going to this castle, defeating this boss, traveling into underground cities and killing whatever the hell this thing is, I made it there. By the way, you can skip all of this if you want. Speaking of that cosmic horror, for me, this is always the main attraction of FromSoft games. When the journey is said and done, what will you remember? For sure, it will be these lords, beasts, and demigods, all vessels for a feeling of triumph that is hard to come by in any other game, or in life in general. Elden Ring is the embodiment of the obstacle is the way. An ideology that when you have something blocking your way towards your goal, many times it's that very obstacle that will propel you forwards. After breaking through or finding a way around, the obstacle creates determination, patience, and creativity in you. These bosses are that obstacle to help you exercise those qualities. Big walls in the way of your journey to becoming Elden Lord that you must struggle against. Must you use a different weapon? Maybe switch between a couple. Which boss do you kill first? Or is it as simple as being patient and learning every single move till the fight almost becomes a dance? And when you feel cheated, do you give up or double down? All of these things shape your character as a person. And while it is a bit grand to say, Elden Ring turns you into a better person, it does pose a smaller test of what life does to you on a daily basis. Why do you want to get tested continually and harshly, you may ask? Because you get to experience the peak state, the pop-off.
Yes, let's fucking go! I did it! Yes! Yes! Let's go! Yes!
And the pop-offs don't get much better than this. From getting past Margot the Pickle Man, to getting belly slammed by the Hub Glub,
He can't roll me over, can he?
and getting absolutely cheesed by Malekith's relentless barrage.
NANI?!
This game has memorable bosses galore. While I still believe Dark Souls 3 has the largest number of amazing bosses thanks to its DLC, Elden Ring doesn't rely on these encounters as hard, allowing them to space the bosses out among the world. You may encounter a space entity in a cave, or a dark horseman on a bridge, or just normal enemies for hours. The number of bosses thrown at you goes up exponentially at the end, as it should, as we are now in the climax of the game. You enter the final battle. Whole body and mind is engaged as shivers run down your spine and endorphins pump into your brain, resulting from a moment you crave for the whole game. You fight with all your might, getting smited innumerable times, but what stands in the way becomes the way. You push on, gathering all your creativity, patience, and determination to land the final blow and strike down a god. Within that moment, a cathartic release is obtained that only comes after finishing Elden Ring. So many emotions then pool into your body. Relief, joy, awe, contentment, gratitude, and for me, hysterical laughing. This moment doesn't come without the passion and effort poured into this world by the developers, and without the effort poured into it by you throughout the journey. To close this out, I have some final thoughts. To those who don't understand why you want to play a hard and depressing at times game, I know everyone sees these games as oppressive and it can be mentally taxing to play. I understand this point of view, but for me, this game is my escape. It's the world around us magnified. We've all been through it. COVID, loss, breakups, financial troubles, hardship at school, stress, anxiety, depression. But this is why I escape into Elden Ring. This is a world where the most horrible shit happens, where it is hard to even know what's really going on, where setbacks happen constantly, where you get lost along the way, where the world is dark and confusing. But it's also a world where everything is against that person and they still go forward. They want to change that world. They want to do what it takes to become better every step of the way. Is it always enough? No, but through countless deaths, and I mean countless, they get to the end and look back on the hardship with relief, satisfaction, but weirdly enough, they wish there was more. Basically, this game makes me feel like I am relentless. And that feeling is true about me and everyone who beat this bitch. Please subscribe and comment your thoughts down below. I want to talk to you guys about Elden Ring because obviously I'm very passionate about it. I made a whole level editor to it. And if you're interested in more of my videos, I make videos discussing topics in games that I think deserve a discussion. See ya.